If a person gave away your body to some passerby, you'd be furious. Yet, you hand over your mind to anyone who comes along, so they may abuse you, leaving you disturbed and troubled. Have you no shame in that?
What's the start of that quote? If somebody gave your body to some person on the street.
That is... Mate, it's not literal.
I know, but think about that. If Brad Pitt's walking down the street and you offer my body up, I'm not mad at you, buddy. I'm not mad. I'll be like, yeah.
If a person...
It depends how well this person knows me, man.
I still don't want them to have my body.
But if I knew... Say... Okay, we're in trouble already with our girlfriends, but say we was both single, and I see a girl that I know is your type, and I'm like, dude, I'm giving you to her. You know?
How are you doing that, bro?
You wouldn't be mad. You would not be mad. You'd be like, that's my guy. He knows me like that, you know?
But how are you going to just give my body to someone like that?
I don't know, man. Maybe I've got you on like a lead and I just give it to her. I'm like,
I wouldn't
crazy,
be doing
man.
that. I'm not that type of person.
No, it's this alt universe, me and you, where we're like, who are those people that do that have people on leads and stuff?
English mums.
Yeah, what with their kids? Oh, that sounds weird, but yeah. Did you never have that? Is that an English thing?
That is definitely your kids on a lead thing. I remember like my grandparents telling me like, you're gonna go to England, they're gonna put you on a leash. Be careful, like.
And then you're like, no,
scary.
Don't send me to England. I don't want to get put on a leash. No, I mean I was put on a leash. I remember being on a leash. And
that's weird. Bro. That's weird.
No, it's just like a weird memory I have. But I was super young. I must have been about 3 or 4. But I can remember running down like the alleyway near my house, and I was like on a leash. But it's super vague.
Bro,
I didn't even know I had that memory until now. You know, I wasn't like 10. I wasn't 12 or 15.
No, but either way, you should. Why are you putting a kid on a leash? That's crazy.
But so it doesn't run into the road and die. What?
So make sure you control your own kid. You don't need to have it on a leash.
Kids don't always just listen to you. You know,
mate. Did you get a treat when you sat as well?
Yeah, I'm what? No, but like kids don't just listen to you. That's the whole point of the leash. You know,
mate. If the kid willingly wants to,
you're telling me when you was a kid and your mum or dad was like, "Come back here," you did it 100% of the time.
No, but I'm saying
exactly.
If
put him on a leash, pull him back.
No. If he instinctively runs on the road, if there's cars coming,
he's a stupid baby anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, he's stupid. Get rid of him. He doesn't need to be on a leash.
I guess. I don't know, man. I'm definitely putting my kids on a leash until they're about 30.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, mate.
No, man. I don't see anything wrong with it. No, but like, if this kid has just started walking, if it almost falls over, just like lift the leash up and boom, he's not cracked his head open on the floor.
Mate, hold his hand. What?
You know, but bro, you know how tall me and you are. You know. I was gonna say, you know how hard it is to hold a kid's hand. I'm not ready. I don't have a kid. Nor am I a nonce. Nor am I a nonce. So I don't really know. But I assume it's difficult to reach down and hold a kid's hand. That's why they sling them over their shoulder, you know, or put them on a leash. There's nothing wrong with putting a kid on a leash, man.
There is definitely. It's just weird. It's very weird to put a kid on a leash.
I don't think so, man. I think it's convenient. You put your dog on a leash. There's no difference in a toddler and a dog. You don't want them to run into the road, get hit by a car. You know.
Yeah, but I can't hold my dog's paw because that's literally touching the ground. At least the kid's arms could be like...
Nah, it's just inconvenient, bro. The only difference in a dog and a baby is the Chinese won't eat the baby, man. They're the same fucking thing.
No, okay, so you're telling me if your kid's on a leash and it says no pets allowed in the store, the kid has to stay outside tied to a post?
Well, then maybe there are a couple more differences that I didn't think of.
That's what should happen. That's what should happen.
That's what they do in like Finland, isn't it? Not Finland, but they leave their kids outside in the snow. Have you seen that?
Wait, you know when you're on a leash, did you just instinctively want to pee on every pole you smelt?
No, I did not. I did not. I probably pissed my pants though, because that's how young I was. So I don't really remember much of being leashed up. But I'm alive now and I'm well. That's all that matters. The leash worked.
I'm alive and I'm alive and I'm well, and I was never on a leash.
Yeah, well, you must be one of the good ones then. Who knows what would have happened to me had I been let off the leash, you know?
You know what? Next time I see your mum, I'm going to ask her about you being put on a leash.
I'm 95% sure I was on a leash at one point. I don't know if
you know
this
what
was
it
like
is?
just
It would
me
be weird.
or...
It would be weird if you weren't. You just had that.
Yeah, that would be weird. But now, maybe it's like a false memory. No, but I'm fairly certain I was on a fucking leash. Should I message my mum right now? See.
You should ask.
Okay. What else are we talking about?
Did you ever
man?
put me on the leash?
Oh, I can't just fucking say that. That's just. What she thinks is my dad to send the message, and she responds with some like crazy shit. No, I don't want to do it now. I'll ask her later. I'll let you know next podcast if I was ever on a leash.
And I want to hear the reasoning.
Well, I assume so you don't die, so you don't run off. You know?
It's just weird to be, mate. You walk a dog on the street.
Everything's weird to you because you're Portuguese. You think the week starts on Sunday. You think Christmas is on the 24th. We're not getting into it. That fucking boils my blood.
No.
That boils my fucking blood. No, it.
The week does start Sunday, but I don't see it that way. Okay, that's literally just how it works on calendars.
Look at your fucking calendar on your phone. It starts on Monday. To Sunday. It does not start.
It does on this phone. It does on this
because you got a normal phone.
Nah, bro.
Not some stupid Portuguese phone. Do they even make phones in Portugal? Do you have phones in Portugal, man? You just got nonces and fresh bread. What have you got?
What day does the week start? I'm asking. Monday. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Can't argue with Google, man. It's all.
However, many places and cultures start the week on Sunday.
Well, they're wrong, and we should bomb all of them. Who else? Give me a list of countries that start the week on Sunday. Get rid of them. I bet the French do.
Technically, Sunday is the first day of the week because it always has been. There you go, mate.
Oh, what the fuck sort of reason is that? It's the first day of the week because it always has been. Says who? The Portuguese.
This is based on the concept that the seventh day of rest, the original Sabbath, was a Saturday, so i.e. the end of the week.
No, I'm not. You're not reading from the Epic of Gilgamesh and trying to use that fucking 10,000-year-old shit. It starts on Monday because we say so.
Mate, I don't want to hear it from you, little puppy.
We're not getting into
right?
This.
I don't want to.
You know, you could have gone. I appreciate you saying little puppy because you could have gone for little bitch. You could have gone for something much more aggressive. You was quite tame. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Is that out of care for me?
You were tamed as well, man. You were tamed on that leash.
Yeah, Lord knows what I'd be like if I wasn't. I might be a sex offender. Who knows? I'm a nice, tame, reserved human now.
Wait, maybe that's what your parents were saving you from, with the leash.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we grew up in quite a shit area. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like subway surfers, but you've got your kid on a leash. You just pull him to the side to dodge some guy with a knife and then a nonce. You're like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
We used to play basketball near the park close to where you live.
Mm-hmm.
Where we grew up and stuff. And imagine you just running around as a little kid there, to be fair. You either get stabbed by roadmen or taken by some pedo.
Have you seen... This isn't my reel of the week or anything, but have you seen... There's a guy on TikTok or Instagram, and he's just this is day 13 of snatching kids. And he just there'll be a kid walking along, and he just picks it up and just sprints for 100 meters just to see how the kid reacts.
And do they ever just not say anything?
No, they're always just what? Just fucking confused. But I saw one the other day, and all the comments were "Do a white kid, do a white kid." I scrolled up to his next video, and he just on demand. He just snatches any kid. He makes it look easy as well.
To be fair. He's risking it for the content, and not many people are doing that nowadays.
It's what we were saying last podcast. Where is the line that you cut off? We're saying about North Sentinel Island. Where do you draw the line at what you do?
101 meters.
Yeah, some people ain't got a line, bro. Yo, let me snatch this kid. Yo, let me go to North Sentinel Island.
I'm not gonna lie. Even if someone just randomly grabbed my kid and ran away with it and went, "Oh, it's a prank," I think I would try to beat the person up, man. I don't.
Reasonable.
Just ran.
If there's any,
just randomly picked up your kid. I touched it up and I ran away with it.
I don't think he touches them. Also, these kids are
he does touch them technically.
Yeah, but touch them up has a different. It suggests different things. But they're always in a group of kids. It's never just one kid.
That's
their parents are never there. He's a smart guy, right? He's not an idiot. He's just a bit strange, but he doesn't go for them when their parents are there. Or yeah, you're gonna get beat up.
Right.
This is becoming
so you're
a weird.
Telling me, is this like?
This is not a how-to. Yeah, we're not making a how-to on how to nick a kid. But let's move on, man. Let's move on.
Right, let's move on, mate. What have you been up to? I heard you were crashing out before the podcast. Let me know what's going on.
Bro, I'm fucking livid. You have your allergies, right? You claim that you have a dust allergy, which I think's bullshit. I think everyone sneezes when there's dust. But you know how annoying that is for you.
Right.
I think I've somehow developed in the last week, after 20 fucking years of not having this, 20 long years I've been alive, never experienced this in my life. Sometime in the last week, I think I've developed the worst fucking case of hay fever ever. I'm crying now. There's no hay in my fucking room, but my nose has been.
You do realize it doesn't come from hay.
It's a figure of speech, or whatever they fucking say. There's why is there pollen? Why is there anything from the outside world in this room? If I don't leave, I don't touch grass. Why am I fucking? Bro. Why is my nose running? Bro, I've had it. I'm not happy with it, man. Bro, I've been sneezing so much. I was making lunch earlier and snot just fucking plotted onto my plate. I was making a sandwich and a massive bit of gooey snot just boom. I didn't even see it coming. Didn't even feel it, man. I'm fucking livid. That's why I was crashing out, because I do anything, I sneeze. I'm shocked I have not sneezed yet. And I bet watching this back, I'm going to see snot running down my nose, and I'm going to delete the whole podcast.
Probably, man. I was trying to find something, but I don't think I own.
What does that even mean? What was you trying to find?
I was trying to find that. Do you remember that fucking photo from Scribble.io of fucking Jacob wrote "Hey" completely wrong?
Why are you trying to find that of all things?
It just reminded me of that when you said it.
Yeah, sick, man. I'm sure the listeners will. They'll really understand that reference. But yeah, no. Hay fever, man. Hay fever. Fuck, it's terrible.
So you're just annoyed at potentially maybe having some sort of hay fever.
Also, yeah. So like, I need to. I can't have kids now. You know?
What?
I'm not putting children into this world if they're gonna have fucking hay fever.
I don't think hay fever's genetic. What
is it then? Because I've never had it before and I've developed it like some sort of disease.
You can't just develop.
Then what is it? Know. What is in the air? I don't know,
mate.
I'm castrating myself, bro. I'm not having kids. I've become weak-blooded. I need to end.
You were just going to have kids to put them on the leash anyway, so maybe it's good you won't.
Yeah. Mate, I should have been let off the leash. That's why I've become weak-blooded, man. I should have been let off the fucking leash.
You should take a few cars, like, on the road. Get hit a few times.
Oh, right, yeah. Just stand on the M4, see if I can, I don't know, become built different. What sort of training arc is that? Sprint down the motorway at night, yeah. Sick. Coach Greg is coming out. Is that his name?
Be like one of them animals that just try to run across. For some reason, they see your car and they just stop right in front of you.
No, you stare them down. No, bro, have you seen them videos of like...
that's happened to me.
What? An animal's walked in front of the car and it's like...
Yeah, a pheasant, right? Like,
did you start getting scared?
Last time I was driving back home from probably seeing you or something.
Mm.
I think it was when
it sound like we're dating.
When I went to see you for your birthday.
Mm.
And when I was coming back, I don't think I was the one driving, but a pheasant stopped right in front of our car, like just in the middle of the motorway, and then it just somehow dodged our car, right, and it like ran towards the fast lane. It like sawed the wall of the motorway, and it was like, oh my god, I gotta go back. Goes back and just gets splattered by the fan.
Why are you laughing, dude? I think I've had a... No, you go.
Because they're just idiots, man. That's why I'm laughing.
No, I saw the only thing I've seen, like roadkill was also, it might have been like a pheasant, or like, It was a big bird. I don't know what it was, and it just ran, it like onto the motorway, and it hit someone. Literally, the car in front of me and my mum was in the car. It was years ago. I don't think I could drive, and then it just ran, and it had its head clipped by like a wing mirror, and the wing mirror like came off this car, and it literally just spiraled and like flew away. Not like with its wings, like it just got absolutely demolished. It was pretty like traumatic, you know. That to that point, that was probably the most traumatic thing I'd ever experienced, you know.
Except being on the leash, that's quite.
I don't remember that, bro. You make it sound like I was. You when you say when you was on the leash, you make it sound like my girlfriend's put a leash on me and pegged me, bro.
Maybe, man. Now that you're into that, maybe it comes from that childhood trauma.
What? Hey, man, don't expose me on the podcast. What the hell? But yeah, no. What? How are we even talking about this? Talking about driving. How did we even get onto this? I've forgotten. I don't know.
What I was gonna say is, in terms of driving and random things happening, do you remember last year we went to Portugal and we just saw someone crash into a wall in the motorway?
Well, that was pretty traumatic as well. I mean, not traumatic. That was like shocking. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, we're just driving in the motorway and the guy just started swerving around and just hit into a wall.
He must have fell asleep, man, because I don't know. It was weird because we was all looking at him. Literally, all four of us in the car just watching this guy in front.
Yeah, because we're like,
why is he
this idiot
switching lanes like that? And we was all just looking at him, and then he's just going towards the barrier, and we're like, you just think there's no way he hits it, and then he just went boom. It was all like, oh wow. It was really like
he did survive, by the way. We're not laughing at like.
Yeah, it's not like he slammed into the wall and his body flew out the car and off a bridge. No, he just pulled over. He definitely fell asleep, man. Something like that. It did really make me laugh though because obviously it was in Portugal. We stayed with your grandparents and they speak Portuguese. You know, the rest of us speak English apart from you, who is you obviously speak Portuguese too. And then we was all like, tell your grandparents what happened, tell your grandparents what happened. Literally, the Portuguese interpretation of this was great. You just went like, blah, 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 zim, 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 bow. It was like, well, I could have fucking said that. Like, you didn't go and, you get into your bag, go into a Portuguese Shakespearean, you didn't try very hard. You just like, zim, 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 bow. It's like, bro, I don't speak the language. I could have got that across, I think. Just teach me the word for car and then that. I'm good.
Well, all I had to do was just give context before I said that, and then they understood.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. Anyway, podcast over. Thanks for listening, guys. 20 minutes.
Anyway, what is your reel of the week this week?
Oh, I've not finished as to why I was crashing out. Because also, my ass is burning, bruv.
Is this what you want to talk about on the podcast today? Medical problems.
I guess, bro, but I don't have a car anymore. I don't know. Like, I hadn't told you that. I mean, you know it's happening, but it's happened. I don't have a car.
It's officially gone.
It's gone. Don't have a car. But what I do have now is a bicycle. Bro.
No way, you're fighting around.
This bike that I've got, the seat is like a brick, bro. Not to mention all bike seats for some reason are like dildo shaped. Why are they shaped like that? This cannot, bro, it cannot be the ideal shape for a seat on a bike. I refuse to believe that long shaft with like two balls on it, right? How is that the ideal shape for a seat? If you're like, only gay men look at that and think, wow, what a good seat, Like, how
the guy that
is
invented it was a gay man.
Yeah, obviously, because it's a cyclist, But I hadn't rode a bike in years. I rode it to and from my girlfriend's house. Oh my God, my ass cheeks, bro. Not even because of the leash and the peg, but just because of the bike, bro. Holy shit, my ass is on fire, bro. It's on fire, man.
The pegging actually alleviated it.
Yeah, probably, bro, probably. But yeah, man, that's it. So I'm going to castrate myself just so I can ride the bike and so I don't have kids with hay fever, man. That's why I'm crashing out. because I'm now I'm a bike wanker. I feel like I'm 10
You're
years
a
old.
Cyclist.
Again. Yeah, I feel like I'm 10 years old again, bro. I just I don't like it. I feel vulnerable as well.
Last time, I don't know. I remember when we all used to ride our bikes to school, man. That was when I used to daily like ride the bike.
Probably had asses of steel and didn't even know.
Yeah, I know. I remember, like, if you ever go back, I mean, you just experienced it, but if you do ever just randomly decide to hop on a bike again for a day or two, you never feel the same comfort again.
Yeah, it's my 14-year-old ass cheeks probably beasted it, but 20-year-old ass cheeks, my God, I felt.
Yeah, that's crazy out of context. That's insane.
Every bump I felt, bro. Every single bump I felt.
That's it.
Not in a good way, man. Not in a good way. When was the last time you rode a bike? It must have been when we was in school.
It was just before I got my license. I used to ride to the gym.
Oh, yeah. I forgot, yeah. But
it's probably around 2 years.
To the gym. I think, yeah, same for me. A couple of years, man.
Probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah, bro. Don't ever get on one again. It's not good.
I'm not planning to.
Yeah, it's
So how long are you going to be a cyclist now for?
I don't know. Well, until probably till I move out. You know.
You're not taking a bicycle with you?
Nah, and hopefully I'll just be, in a car by then.
Again, nah, bro. Hopefully. I think you should take the bicycle.
It's not even my bike. It's my brother's bike. I'm borrowing it. So.
Wait, does he still ride it? Or is it like an old...
He did buy it just to cycle. I don't know. Bit gay.
Is it like one of those proper like cyclist ones or like a normal mountain bike?
Just like it's just a bike, man. I don't know. It's just an okay bike. This is boring anyway. I'm done as to why I was crashing out. How's your week been, man? What you been up to?
My week's been alright. I've been chilling.
Yeah, because I asked you to do a couple of things, and you were like, "No, I'm busy." I was like, "Oh, fair enough."
Yeah.
So I know you've been chilling because you've been slacking.
Nah, I filmed like 2 videos at the what day? I don't remember what day. Wednesday? Thursday? No, maybe Tuesday actually. I don't remember what day.
Bro has no fun.
One of those days. One of the days in the week I filmed. I did a few random things, made like a couple thumbnails or 2 on my computer. Nice. And then I just took a little break because I was enjoying the sun. I was quite enjoying that, sitting outside.
Yeah, the sun has messed me up real bad. Real fucking bad.
I was loving just having some sun on my skin for a few hours in a day. Like walking the dog. I had my anniversary with my girlfriend, so we were doing stuff that day.
Nice, man.
And yeah, now the sun's kind of going away now, so
yeah, it rained
time
today.
to lock
Did it
back
rain where
in.
you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the sun has really messed me up. That could be number 3 reason as to why I'm crashing out. I was actually kind of glad to have some rain.
Why the sun?
Because it makes me want to drink beer. I went out on Wednesday.
What?
Yeah, I didn't tell you this. Wednesday, me and, the buddies went out and we got drunk. And Thursday was fucking horrible, man. Yeah, the sun. I've been going to the driving range, driving some bulls, which I used to do with you, but you've been replaced because you left me.
Yes.
Yeah, screw you.
I did.
And then I went out for a beer on Wednesday, and it got kind of out of hand.
For one beer?
No, for many beers.
Where did you go? To the pub that you went to before?
No, different pub. Shitter pub. Cheap pub.
Cheap pub?
We got kicked out, actually. Not for anything
kicked out?
Yeah, not for anything bad, but one of our friends, who's the dopey one? You know who I'm talking about. Forgot their ID. And then, so I bought them a pint, and then they come over and were like, "You're not over 18. I was like, "Bro, he's like fucking 20. Leave us alone." And they were like, "No, you need to go."
So, how far was this into the night?
That was at like 10. We'd been there since 5, so quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah, he was already multiple pints down by that point, but no. Just, I don't know how you can forget your ID, but that's not... Yeah, it's just stupid, man. How you go to the pub, you don't bring your ID.
It happens sometimes.
But when you're going... bad crash out. all over again. No, that was actually horrible though, because like then I just bought drinks, like a fat pint of Guinness, and then we got kicked out, so we had to like chug that, and I just felt fucking horrible after that, man. But yeah. So
you're saying that when the sun comes out, you just get the urge to go to the pub every day.
Yeah, and it ruins me, man. I've drank quite like me and you, we don't drink a lot, right? I know, like when I did that whole rant about how much I love drinking. I love drinking occasionally. Like we spoke about this in a different podcast. Like once every 2 months, getting good like a good drinking. That's good for me, bro. Since the sun come out, it's been like every other day I've had a drink, or like once every like 3 days.
But
even yesterday.
One drink?
No, but like it'll be like 1 or 2 drinks, and then I went out, and then before that I had a couple drinks like another time. But it's just like way too much, man, for me anyway. But like when I'm sat in the garden in the sun, it's like I might as well have a pint and make this a social occasion.
I get the urge to drink water, mate, because I'm getting thirsty.
Yeah, but bro, you don't get it, man. You haven't got English blood coursing through your veins, man. You don't understand this desire. Bro, the generations of my family look down on me when I'm in the sun, and they whisper in my ear. They say, "Get a pint, get a pint."
Don't waste the chance of the one time we have sun.
And like, I'll get a message from someone like, "Do you want to go get a pint?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, fine." But yeah, man.
Can't say no to a pint.
Actually, I have like twice or 3 times even. Because I'm like, no, I've been drinking too much.
What a strong man.
Yes.
What a dedicated man.
Yes. But yeah, last night I said no. But that was mostly because I didn't want to bike there. Up a hill to get into town.
But biking home drunk would have been hilarious.
No, bro. My dad got like told off by the police for that once. I don't know, I shouldn't incriminate my dad. I don't know if he'd appreciate it. But yeah. He was like coming back from the pub, and they were like, "Get off your bike." And he was
had a bike?
Right. Yeah, years ago. I was probably still.
I'm trying to imagine your dad on a bike, and that would be really random.
No, I've seen him on a bike within the last 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so screw you.
Not while drunk.
Probably. Yeah, and like the police officer was like, "Yo, can you get off the bike?" Then he was like, "Yeah, all right." And then he drove off into this alleyway. My dad did. He like walked off into the alleyway. And he got back on the bike, and waiting for him at the end of the alley was the officer again. And he got told off again. That's like the only time I think my dad's ever come close to breaking a law. He's a very law-abiding person.
Drinking and cycling, mate, dangerous.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it. I've been sitting outside, soaking it up, going on some walks. I've not got the urge to drink any beer, but
I don't know, we're reaching that age where the Portugueseness in you and the Englishness in me is starting to like develop like a flower blooming,
You say that, but I will say most people in Portugal also drink and smoke.
That's true. But I don't know. I don't imagine that. I don't know why. I imagine you guys like, I don't know, just walking down the beach, like shouting at Brazilians that you don't like. That's what I imagine.
With a cigarette in their mouth, more
yeah.
like.
It's like when I envision Portugal, I envision a bloke sat on a chair at 1 p.m. on a Wednesday, talking to his mates about how lazy Brazilians are. That's what I imagine.
Yeah, but he will have a bottle of beer and a cigarette as well.
Yeah, with his feet up, soaking in the sun.
Yeah,
like these bloody immigrants from Brazil, man. What do they even do? It's like, why would you immigrate to Portugal? Because you don't want to do anything, Like, come on, don't hate the player, hate the fucking game. Come on.
Yeah, so we're reaching that age where you're tested every day. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Where you have absolute free will and you could go out every single day and spend all your money, and you have to resist the urge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a piss
That's
take.
What you're telling me.
It's a piss take. It shouldn't be this way. Life should be...
Bro wants to be put back on that leash. He doesn't want the freedom.
I am on a leash. No, the leash is symbolic nowadays. The leash is symbolic. No. The leash is me at work
on the
thinking...
Leash, you would...
The leash is me at work thinking I could punch this customer in the face, but I can't because I need money. That's the leash. The leash never went anywhere.
If you were never on the leash, maybe you'd have more self-control now, but you need that leash to hold you back.
Who knows, man? Who knows? No, I mean, I think I have a good amount of self-control. I've let myself loose a little bit. Like I didn't even upload this weekend. That's how loose I've gotten.
And we are blaming that on you going to the pub.
Honestly, yeah, because it messed me up on Thursday. Thursday, I was gonna I had work Thursday in the morning, so I had a horrible day at work. I barely said anything to anyone all day, and I get back from work, and I was gonna do some preparations for my video that was meant to go out yesterday. And I was like, you know what? Fuck the video this week. I'm not doing it. I went to bed and I was like, maybe tomorrow I'll wake up thinking, let's get it done. And I just didn't. I woke up tired again and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to chill. Because next week I got a very busy week. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to take an extra couple of days. You know?
Okay.
But yeah,
right. What is your reel of the week, man?
You put me on the spot. I don't actually know. I've got some saved. Let me take a look. We need a theme song. I want a theme song for reel of the week.
Who's singing it?
I don't know. You do something now.
I don't know.
Just give me a little tune. Just say reel of the week, but sing it.
Reel of the week.
You know when you come around my house ages ago and you made that really bad beat on FL Studio? We're just gonna put that over that.
That must have been years ago.
that was. I don't know. I think that was
still
last
got that
year.
saved?
I think I do. I think I've got it saved in Purge Music on my because I edit some of Purge's videos. I got a whole folder of music to use, and I think I've put it in there.
Reel of the week. 25-year-old Rhiannon Evans has pleaded guilty in the UK's first ever cyber farting case, facing penalties after sending videos of herself farting to her boyfriend's ex. Evans allegedly caused distress or anxiety to the recipient with her messages. I will send it to you as well, so you actually have it to put it on the video.
People need to fucking grow up. And I'm not talking about the one that's farting. I'm talking about the one this gives you anxiety. Farts.
The one that got farted on.
If somebody sends you a video of them farting, that gives you anxiety. Fuck off. You need to grow up.
I'm sorry, but what sort of judge is going? You are guilty. You farted on a voice message.
But bro, the anxiety thing is stupid, bro. But that's what they have to say to get it as a court thing, right? You need to be like, you've caused me distress, so I'm gonna sue you.
But if I was a judge, how can someone face consequences because you've caused someone anxiety?
Yeah, that's like me suing the Smiler because it gave me anxiety when I rode that roller coaster. That fucking no.
That's like you coming around the corner going boo. You just scare me. I get annoyed. I get scared. Yeah. I'm suing you.
Life is a roller coaster. There's gonna be anxiety. You know, sometimes someone sends you a video of them farting. It's just life. Sometimes you're gonna be nervous and scared. Fucking deal with it.
Crazy ex.
You know,
Crazy ex sends you a video of her queefing. It's over.
Well, yeah, your new relationship would be over. You're going to be like, what the fuck? What is this? And why have you liked all the other messages above it? On Instagram, when you send a video, it's just
reacting to the heart eyes.
Yeah, on Instagram, you send a video and it gets grayed out and you can't see it. You just see a video that's been sent. It's just all of them. There's 50 and they've all been liked. You're like, oh, fuck. I've been done.
And then you get caught and you're like, oh god,
anxiety.
It was anxiety. I was anxious. I don't know what to do.
But then the judge is going to be like, the other, your ex's lawyer is going to be like, but Your Honor, he liked every fucking video. This guy's just trying to get out of it. This sneaky shit. There's no way. This does not give him anxiety. He was lapping this up.
You know what it is? They have to get the jury to rate the sound.
I don't think that's going to happen, actually.
No, but they have to say, would this sound cause distress?
Well, actually, it depends. If this was queefs, some might cause distress. That would actually that would be distressing a tiny bit. Farts, if you can't deal with a fart, you need to grow up.
Yeah.
You need to grow up. I don't like. It's weird. Don't get me wrong. But how are you going to sue someone? Get like maybe a restraining order. Makes sense.
Yeah, maybe.
But then again, does the
imagine...
restraining order contain like? Does it include the cyberspace?
Yeah, like I don't. You know what is crazy, right? First of all, we talked about this like maybe a podcast or two ago. We literally said like, cyberbullying is so stupid. Just turn off your device.
Yeah, it's like not like this person has got like a speaker on in their room that's 24/7 shitting at them. You know, like some torture device. Just turn the phone off.
You get a voice message of someone farting, and the first instinct you do is report it to the police.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, no, just turn the phone off. You don't have to listen. Like, this woman has sent you the 700th video of her ripping ass, right? You don't have to open it. Chances are it's going to be like the other 699 times where she sent you a video of her ripping ass. You know? Just block her or something, you know? Like you've got to be enjoying it if you've listened to enough shits to report it.
How big is the fart to cause anxiety?
Yeah. It's like, I'm not even worried for me, Your Honor. I'm worried for her pants. Because some of them, those were anxiety inducing, even for me, and I'm not the one that's farting. So I think she cacked herself on a couple of those, and that makes me nervous. What?
What's funny is that like the woman farting as well, that she was like, you know what would be a great revenge?
Yeah, I don't know. There's much better ways to get back at next, surely.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, she achieved her goal. She caused anxiety and stress to the other person, so she actually did achieve her goal. But who would have known?
Yeah.
You could have done that with a few farts on voice message.
Honestly, it's on the books now. I'm writing that one down. If my girl breaks up with me, I've probably got a backlog of videos of me farting that I can send at the ready. You know, it's like the Cold War. You know, I've got 3,000 that I could drop into your voicemail and cause crippling anxiety.
Send it to the whole family. The parents are going to be listening to these farts.
Your grandma will open her phone and she will hear me rip ass. You know, and if it gives her anxiety, Lord knows she might have a heart attack. I'll send her the worst one, just like insane. She's done.
You know what is? You know what's funny is that it actually says the penalty is after sending videos of herself farting. So it's not just a voice message.
It's a video.
I'm wondering what's going on in the video. Like, is it a very close-up angle? Because then I feel like it could be distressing.
Yeah, if it's literally you're seeing the cheeks ripple, kind of distressing. If it's just like a face reaction, and then she's like, "That was a big one." It's just weird. I don't know. But if she's pulling some like crazy face, if you get a video from an ex and she's like pulling this like constipated face, and then you just hear her rip ass, that's kind of.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just blocking that person. I don't think I would report it to the police.
Maybe the person that she was sending, like maybe he's into that, so it distressed him because it was turning him on. You know,
that's true.
And maybe his new girl just can't fart the same, and it was causing stress in the relationship. You know.
No. What I'm saying is that. She sent it to a boyfriend's ex. So this is she sent this to a boyfriend's. So her current boyfriend, right? She was like, "I've got him now. I've got him. I fart better than you."
Yeah. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. To be fair, that's like imagine you broke up with your girl and then her new boyfriend sends you videos of him shitting. You know, that's what's happening here. I would be distressed too
like,
if I'm like, wow, this guy's I'm better than you in every way. I even fart better than you, bro. I even fart better than you. You know,
I'm the alpha. Hear this.
Yeah, hear my roar. Hear my roar. No, but that's the thing. It's a source of pride for every man. Is if you have a really good fart, like not like stinky, but like loud. If you have a really loud fart, that's kind of that's kind of like fuck yeah. I'm a real man. So if you get a video of some guy and he's like proper got some goated farts, bro,
This
Yeah.
this is the type of like dumb decisions you make when you're like extremely drunk. That you're like, it'll be a fucking sick idea.
You don't
right
want to
now,
do this
mate.
when you're drunk though, because you're just, you're gonna bend over, put the phone out behind you, and you're accidentally just gonna shit all over it, man. I don't think this is a drunk decision. There's no way.
You think this is a completely sober
It's
decision?
got the continuation enough to cause anxiety. That's got. That's, unless
Yeah, do
you're
you
an
think it's
alcoholic.
repeated throughout like multiple days, or is it just one?
I'm imagining
one,
like every hour of every day they're getting a video. That's what I'm imagining.
1 hour of every day. What, every time they need to fart, they pull out the camera.
Yeah, that's yeah. I think so. Yeah. What a reel of the week. That's a good one, man. I like that. I like how you was like, I was like, oh, it's not as crazy as last week. You're like, just barely not. And you would talk about people farting. Yeah.
But can I just say as well, when does it come to a point where like the law like should just be like, you handle it yourself? Because clearly they should.
I don't know, but
Like,
that's
you
a
just-
slippery slope then. I don't know.
No, but like, I'm not saying go and beat the person up. I'm just saying like, you're getting
Fart back,
videos.
maybe fart back. You know, you got to
Or
retaliate.
maybe they're into that.
You've got to retaliate, bro. Somebody sends you
This was-
a video of them fart, and you have to retaliate. You can't get out shitted, otherwise you're not a man.
I bet the man must have done something. He must have been like, he must have mentioned his ex-girlfriend's name. She must have got pissed off, and she just got his phone and went, you know what? I'm texting her.
Not even an angry
I'm getting
message,
revenge.
just a fucking like toot. It's just weird, just weird. Okay, I think we've discussed this. I don't know if we go any further into this one, it's gonna become unlistenable. A woman in France was scammed out of 800,000 quid after believing she was in a relationship with Brad Pitt, and then there are some photos of said Brad Pitt looking very Brad Pitty. That sure is Brad Pitt, man. What do you? Bro, look at this second one. Look at this second
I'm
one.
not gonna lie. I believe it's him. I mean, just look at it.
Yeah.
It's got his face.
Look how his
Does it
face
not?
distorts and becomes fat and skinny again in almost every picture. That sure is Brad Pitt. What is this one?
I like the one where he's getting an operation and he got a photo taken.
I mean, if
Bottom
you're
right,
if you're
he's
Brad
just getting
Pitt,
an operation.
oh my god, I didn't
And
see that.
someone's
What
like-
is that, bro? What is that?
Someone sat there going, you know what? I'm gonna take a photo. Just zoom in.
Oh my god, bro. That's such a terrible Photoshop as well. A woman in France was scammed out of 830,000 euros after believing she was in a relationship with Brad Pitt. These are the photos that she received allegedly from Brad Pitt that convinced her.
Very convincing, to be fair. You can't argue with that.
Yeah. A woman was scammed into handing over 830,000 euros, 700 grand to us Brits, by an AI-generated Brad Pitt. It doesn't even look AI to me. It just looks like
I'm
shit
not gonna lie.
Photoshop. That is not
That
AI.
is just That is photoshopped his face on top
Mm-hmm.
of things. You know what's funny is that AI doesn't even have to be good. You can still scam old people.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus. Like, how did nobody get her with this 10 years ago? Or is this like the third time? This is the third time this grandma has fell in love with a celebrity, you know? Oh no, she's
What I
53.
find funny.
She's 53.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah. What I find funny is that this random major celebrity who has loads of women around him is gonna message this 53-year-old French woman and be
Hey,
like,
miracles happen. Miracles happen. I
anyway,
mean,
keep
can't really
keep
blame,
going.
can't really like get angry at her. It's just bizarre.
They convinced her that they were in love and needed money for cancer treatment.
Yes.
That's what supposedly had.
The 53-year-old French woman said the relationship began soon after she received a message from an account claiming to be Jane Etta Pitt, the Hollywood star's mother, telling her she was exactly the woman her son needed. The computer generation imitation of the actor messaged her the next day. Wow. Over the next year and a half. Year and a half, he would send her
fake
poems,
lover.
declarations of love, and eventually asked her to marry him. Wow.
In an elaborate plot by scammers designed to get her to hand over money. Police are now investigating the con that left the woman hospitalized with depression. The scammer impersonating the actor claimed he was in hospital with kidney cancer and needed money for treatment. He even told her that Pitt's real-life ex-wife, Angelina Jolie, had frozen his bank account and he had no access to his fortune.
How do these scammers know this woman is minted? You know, not everyone can pull 830 grand out of the bank. That is mental.
Yeah, but that's over a year and a half. Like they are grafting
Where does she
every
work?
day.
Where does she work, bro? Like,
she's probably retired, maybe, or she's just got loads of money.
Yes, but I mean, she's 53. You're not retired at 53 nowadays. You retire at 90.
I mean, you can be. I mean, you never know. Her husband could have died and left her with loads of money, and now she's sad and lonely and has loads of money.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. But them pictures, dude. Like, this woman's 53, right? She was like 40 or 30 when Photoshop became like very, very good. How do you never? Has she never been online before? Like, what? How does this get you? How does this get you?
I don't know how people are getting scammed in Catfish so easily, especially with stuff like this. Okay,
it's got to be
like I understand if it was a more like elaborate plot, but you know what it is? These scammers, probably some sort of like Indians, did this in about 1 minute, called her up on the phone or messaged her, whatever.
Bro's just hit us with probably just some Indians. What? That is fucking crazy. So, I was just surprised at that detail you decided to throw in there. Continue, man. What was you saying?
What I was gonna say is that whoever did it did not care about putting any effort in, and went, you know what, this is gonna work, and it actually did.
Yeah,
so fair enough to them. And what I will say,
fair enough to them. Yeah, fair enough to the scammer. You know, you're sloppy at your job, but you still pulled off nearly $1 million.
Exactly, though. They did get the bag. What I'm saying is, I find it ironic as well that the woman ended up in hospital. It's kind of, it's not funny, but it's kind of ironic that that's also the outcome of that one.
Hospitalized with depression. Damn. Yeah, that's a tough one.
But I wonder what she's more depressed about: losing the money or not actually being with Brad Pitt.
She's probably just lonely, man. It's probably just loneliness. But just stop for a single minute and think. You know.
Just ask anyone else. Does this look real?
Yeah, that's crazy. They're just also, such bad Photoshops, bro. The Photoshops are laughable.
With all that money,
it's insane.
Would she not like want to go like, okay, I'll come visit you?
Yeah.
No, you're just gonna keep sending money over the phone.
Also, if she'd gone if this was like on Instagram or like most social media platforms nowadays, you can see where like accounts are based if you go like click a few buttons. I'm sure if she did, she would have seen like based in somewhere in the east, somewhere, you know.
You don't want to say the country now. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like based in Bangladesh or something, bro. Like she would have realized fairly quick that Brad Pitt was not on holiday in Bangladesh at the time, you know.
And he could have just said Bangladesh has the best doctors for me here.
She probably would have believed it. Yeah, that's a tough one, bro. But imagine in the future when AI is like indistinguishable from real life. Imagine how many old people are about to get scammed because Brad Pitt will actually look like Brad Pitt, you know?
You got to guarantee you have someone by your side at that time so you don't get any horny like.
Yeah, but a bunch of old men are definitely still getting scammed, bro. Bunch of old men, even if they have a wife.
I've literally. Do you remember last year I made a video like how many people like follow like these AI women on Instagram and send them money and stuff? It's insane. Like, how would you... And some people even know the AI, but they don't care. They're just so desperate.
Yeah,
just so they have someone to talk to.
Yeah, it's crazy, but also it's just bizarre to me the amount of people that believe... Like, I've just made a video on China, like, looking at Chinese social media and stuff. There's so many, like, fake AI Chinese girls that I found. And all the comments... Funnily enough, there was one of a dude and it was a French woman. Funnily enough, in the comments... like saying like how splendid he was, you know, how divine he was. It's like, bro, he's a fucking
what?
He's
not French real. Woman.
He's not real. Well, maybe he was real, but like he was like heavily filtered with like AI. Yeah, it's mental.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the best safe thing to do is,
never meet
don't have
online.
those 3am horniness messages that you're sending out to AI, and maybe check yourself first and see what's going on.
Maybe have a wank before you send money to someone that you don't know.
It's just the fact that I don't know why so many scammers do it, but it must work because it has just worked. But when
Also,
they
you only
pretend
need
to
it
be
to
like
work once, bro. 830,000 euros, bro. I might fucking do this.
set.
My Photoshop skills are better than this guy.
I say we start a business, mate.
Yeah, just wait. This woman's about to get a message from, I don't know, who's another famous guy? Like, what's his name? Who's Captain America? Chris Evans? Chris Evans is about to message you about how sad it is that Brad Pitt catfished you. Like, how could he do that? Don't worry, Mrs. French lady. Chris Evans is on the way.
Do you think she has any money left, or should we go for someone else?
I don't know. We'll have to ask her. And then the second it's like, oh, I've got no money, Chris Evans is going to be like, screw you. She's going to be heartbroken. Poor lady.
What I was going to say is I find it funny with the scammers, and as I said, it definitely works, but I always find it really weird how they always pretend to be like really rich, famous people that somehow have been locked out of their account, but somehow they have their phone and they can message you on Instagram, so they could easily message anyone else in the world that they know and access some sort of money, but they message you, this random person, asking for help.
I find it funnier when suddenly Brad Pitt can't spell. Like he's suddenly like this absolute infidel that can barely speak English. You know, how's that happened?
Do you think Brad Pitt ever sent a voice message?
Yeah, it's like, sorry, I've just been in India for 3 weeks. I'm starting to pick up the accent. You know, sorry, all that beeping you can hear.
It's just like, oh yeah, that's.
It's just that crazy LA traffic. All that beeping you can hear right now. Yeah.
No, that beeping is all the machines. It's all the machines going in the hospital.
Yeah, that's my life support. Jesus.
What I'm saying is the outcome of this podcast, you need a leash.